But we've got some Neros on, and this little monkey's dead. So, yeah. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, I have fallen so far behind on war videos. I just had stuff going on. But war has continued, and SSX has honestly been doing exceptionally well. I think at some point we were even like third in Masters. I'm not going to try to spoil too much here. Let's jump straight into this. I'm going to try to highlight stuff as I'm trying to catch up. Some stuff we might not show, but let's just get into it. This is the first fight in this war. This Doom against, I honestly cannot think of this guy's name. I think it's Airwalker. All I know, he's not Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's one of the heralds that's not Cosmic Ghost Rider. This matchup almost doesn't even seem fair. In fact, this was one of the ones I considered removing, but then I thought I've never taken this fight before. Just in case, you know, my war videos are about learning, right? We're going to learn from my successes, we're going to learn from my failures, and maybe have a good laugh while we do it. This is a ridiculous matchup. It's like, you know, picking a fight with a kindergartner, because the real thing that Airwalker needs to do is armor break me, but Doom is armor break immune, and we're going to be able to utilize his buffs to help us with Mystic Dispersion. As you can see, I've accidentally procced Protect here, and I remembered at this point in the fight, I was like, well, I'm not even going to worry about it. If somehow I just get an intercept over the course of the fight, you know, yay, cheers to me, but I'm not going to sweat it. As you see, it fell, we got one there. And then I'm going to try not to throw heavies. At some point, if I remember correctly, I get very bored, and I do decide to go ahead and heavies just to see what would happen. But that's a really nice place to be. That's a really nice place to be for me in war, is to be at that point in a fight where I'm just so confident and sure that absolutely nothing wrong could happen, that I try silly stuff like that. It was also cool to see Doom's medium ender. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that. And also, for those of you, I am going to put timestamps into this video. So if you're like, dude, I didn't want to see you fight Airwalker, go ahead and take a look at the description and you can jump around. Make sure you check out the fight against Domino and Powerful from Afar. That was awesome. I've been taking that for a while now. I'm pumped up. I'm really pumped up to get to that one. So, all right. So this Airwalker, he's almost dead. We got to see Doom's medium ender, which we almost never, ever get to see. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fun. This was a close war against PBT. I believe they were like first or second or third in Masters at this point. Going up against this Hit Monkey, who I am very comfortable taking without that white Magneto pre-fight. But, you know, if they're going to sign it to me, I'm going to take it every day of the week I can, right? And twice on Sundays. So went ahead and use that. Remember, you back out, you go back in, check to make sure that the pre-fight has been applied. I've had problems with that in the past. And you know, this node is a trouble node for me, but only when it's got Nick Fury on it. So I'm not too worried, right? I'm not too concerned about Hit Monkey's little heavy there. And I've taken this before, so I knew that he wasn't going to shrug any of this. This wouldn't be a problem. The only potential negative here you're running into is you see that he is purifying that initial bleed that can get landed. But you know, this is Archangel with a white Magneto pre-fight against this Hit Monkey. I'd really have to mess up. I'd have to mess up by like missing the parry or something like that. So I do know that I can evade his SP1, or I can just block it, as you see there. I evaded the first one. So I don't really want to push him to his SP2. Like, I don't want to do something stupid. This is different than the Airwalker fight, right? If you make a mistake against Hit Monkey, you're gonna die. But we've got some Neros on, and this little monkey's dead. So yeah, I mean, that's Hit Monkey, right? Paper cannon there. So if you make a mistake, he is going to kill you. If you don't make a mistake, you're gonna have a nice, quick, easy fight. And I got to use the white Magneto pre-fight, so I was pumped up about that. So, all right, this is the fight. This is the fight. I've been taking this fight for seasons on seasons. At some point, you know, Domino stopped being put there, at least when we were facing them, and then I wasn't able to take in my Archangel all the time. But I'm consistently taking Archangel in, and I think it's really going to show, especially as you watch this video, and then I think the next two, you're really going to see it more. But this is Spite Powerful from Afar, so this is really difficult, right? Anytime you are moved away from Domino, Powerful from Afar is going to trigger. When you have a buff on you, Spite is going to trigger. I'm not even going to remove Dex. Historically, I have done it, but I was like, I don't think I need to. And here's the whole strategy for this fight. I'm not even going to make him a horseman. I think other times you've seen this, you've probably seen him as a horseman, or if you've seen my videos, you see me take it without a horseman. You don't need to. You don't need to. I'm not going to use a white Magneto pre-fight. You're going to back up at the beginning. Do not try to parry here. The only time I've ever died to this node is I tried to parry her out of the gate. Why? I don't know. It was dumb. just back up, and you're gonna trigger powerful from afar. It's not a big deal. You'll be okay. Come on in, get the parry, make sure it lands, and then you're gonna heavy. The only thing, and I will make this mistake, you're gonna see it at the end here. The only mistake is this. If she is lucky and you stun her, it does not matter if the lucky timer runs out. She will shrug or get rid of that stun early. It does not matter if lucky is no longer on her and the stun still is. I make that mistake at the end of this video. We're gonna see it. I did use my indestructible just in case I pushed her to an SP3. So I'm not gonna take any damage from it. And I also used indestructible to get hopefully to the next 3 fights, you'll see. But that's the whole strategy here, right? So it's just about knowing her, knowing that if you're unlucky, you do not try to evade a special. The reason you're going back is just gonna entice her to throw her specials, which she will. And if she doesn't, you know, that's why you've got the indestructible there. But here, we're gonna check this out. So no parry at the beginning of the fight. And there we go. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good, right? I mean, she is able to get rid of the bleeds, but I've got those on now. Now she's lucky, I'm unlucky, so I'm just gonna block the special. Landing that, I've got 2 neuros in, and now, I mean, now, as you know, if you've played Archangel, you know that you're in a great position. I've now got 5. Now here it's gonna come. To me, I thought the lucky was off completely. I felt very comfortable going on. Don't even mess with it though. Don't even mess with it. If we slowed it down enough, I imagine we would see that there was just a sliver of the lucky left when the stun initially happened. I thought it was done, but you know, it is what it is. And you see how well and how easy that fight can go for you, okay? We're going up against this Mole Man. This is where things started to go a little bit sideways. I used the pre-fight, which would make this fight significantly easier, right? Because it is Mole Man. It is a little awkward, and it's taking me some getting used to. I'm obviously used to it with Hit Monkey, as you saw. I'm glad I healed up to full. And this fight's gonna go a lot longer than it should. You'll see I'm gonna make a couple mistakes if I remember it correctly. I'm gonna make a couple mistakes, miss a couple blocks, and as a result, this fight's gonna go long. And that's gonna lead to my real problem, which will be against Nick Fury. I don't know what Nick Fury, that guy hates my account and he hates me, but that's another thing. So this is just gonna be a simple parry heavy fight with Archangel. Neither of Mole Man's specials is very difficult to evade, so I'm not concerned about that. I'm okay with him hitting into my block because it's going to apply more poisons. I should have, yeah, okay, I did go in and punish this, and I should throw the SP1. Okay, that's good. Like I said, it was a while ago, so I don't remember everything perfectly here. He was throwing his special, so I thought I was going to be able to go in and punish because the neuro was going to fall off, but he ended up throwing his special, so that's another little bit of me. I was trying to hurry it up because I'm starting to realize some time is going by here, and I might not have that indestructible for the next fight, which I really did want. That was the main reason I even put it on. But this fight's going smoothly. He is getting rid of some of the debuffs, so, and then I took that hit. So it is carrying on a bit more than I really would have liked. And at this point, I kind of recall, I'm like, okay, fine. Like, don't end up messing up this fight because I'm trying so hard to save an indestructible boost for the next one. I'm not even sure I'm gonna need it. But here we go. It's going a little bit slower because he is able to purify some of these debuffs, but if I was able to stack them up like we are now, you'll see how quickly this is going to get going. I was trying to evade or bait him to throw in his special. He did. So if I could have just gotten a couple of those neuros up a little bit earlier, that fight wouldn't have taken nearly as long. Now you're going to see the fatal mistake, and it is fatal. This guy Fury, I don't know. Last war died to him due to a bug. Now it's just going to be because you're going to see. I did not want to use my indestructible. I'd already used one earlier. The war was pretty close. I think we were a little bit behind if I remember correctly, but that's not a good excuse. That'd be a horrible excuse. I just thought I'd be able to get away with it. It's got kinetic transference, powerful from afar. That's a tough combination for Archangel to take. He has no power control. His best form of power control is that he just typically ends fights early and quickly. The problem is you can't do that with Fury because he has 2 lives, right? So you did heal up to full. I did think I would be fine because I know how to fight Fury, despite the evidence to prove the contrary. You can see I thought about putting on the indestructible. This is tough for me to watch here because I just make a bad decision. I apologize to all the SSX players who are watching this, but I think you all know I apologized in the chat. And so I went with the 33%, thinking at most he will throw one SP3. I will be fine. I'm going to kill him quickly enough. I know how to interrupt his heavy with my heavy. We'll be good. Well, I'm also going to make a couple mistakes here, and let's watch as this goes. That's the one mistake right there. I don't know what the heck I was doing. But the first mistake is going to be, I should have just accepted, and I'm going to throw my special. I should have just accepted that he was going to get to his SP3. I think it's going to be the next special he throws, but I know it's coming up. And instead of just accepting that and seeing that I have misgauged the power gain on this fight, I end up throwing my special, and I think that's a real problem. I should have just let him throw his. Here, this is where it was. Let's see here. I should have gone in and punished that SP2. That's what it was. I should have gone in and punished the SP2, got more damage going, and gotten more power for myself. Now I'm going to further this air, because right now, actually, I feel like this fight still is very, very winnable. I'm going to punish myself here. See, I know how to interrupt his heavy here. And I should not have floated forward. I should have stayed in the block position. I was trying to get out of the corner because I knew he'd come in and throw his heavy. And now that's over because he threw his SP1, Kinetic Transference was able to kick in, and he's back to an SP3. So I think the mistakes there are three. There's three really important ones. One, should have used the Indestructible. Kinetic Transference, powerful Afar with a champion who can't do any power control. That's a problem. That's a recipe for disaster. So use the Indestructible, obviously would have been fine, as you see. Two is I should have just accepted that he was going to make it to his SP3, punished that SP2, and gotten as much power for myself as possible and got a little more damage going on him. And then lastly, don't forget about Kinetic Transference and his SP1 and how many hits come along with that. I should have stayed turtled up and just dealt with what happens if he gets me cornered in the wall, if and when it happens. Because if he throws his SP1, it's an instant death. So it is what it is. They're all learning experiences. Hopefully you can learn from it too. And the beautiful, beautiful thing is we ended up winning this war somehow. There's some awesome, awesome players in Savage Squad. I think it's Oz87. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Robbie is in my BG. I get to see the things this guy does in AQ and Alliance War. Fantastic, fantastic player. Asian Sensation, I see his fights in the Alliance chat. Clearly an absolute stud of a player. So really happy to be there. I'm pumped up with how well we're doing. I'm not trying to give away the next two war videos, but things are going very well. And the guys and the players in this Alliance are absolute studs at this game. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I was really proud of that Domino fight and pumped up to get that out there. I know I've done it many times before in previous seasons, but I think this was the cleanest one yet by far. And the saga versus Fury does continue. It does. I know it does for a fact, and I'm sure it'll continue on more this season. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, were entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.